Hey, 7th graders, we're beginning our new unit on rational numbers. A lot of this unit's going to be independent work or small group work together. That way you can work at your own pace, which should be a benefit to you, allowing you to work at your own rate. You can work on it at home, you can work on it at school, you can work on it with a partner, you can work on it independently. It's kind of up to you. But today, in order to be successful, here's what you need. You need your device, which you already have. You need a pencil. You need your red notebook open to page 13. You need glue and a highlighter. Make sure you get that. Pause the video and come back when you're ready. So today we're going to be interpreting negative numbers. We know what sign numbers are. Sign numbers are positive and negative numbers. Here's our goals for today. Goal 1, I can compare rational numbers. And remember, rational numbers are any numbers that can be written as a fraction. And goal 2, I can use rational numbers to describe temperature and elevation. So that's going to be our focuses today. So the first thing we have is we have the word elevation. Elevation is the height of a given level, like sea level. So right here, this line is sea level. Anything above that is positive. Anything below that is negative. So we're going to be using a thermometer. You'll need your red notebook for this. On the left-hand side of page 13 of your red notebook, there is we have blank paper. Just go ahead on that side, and what I want you to do is I want you to write down anything on this that you don't already know. So degrees Celsius is a way of measuring temperatures like degrees Fahrenheit. We have Celsius and Fahrenheit. 0 degrees Celsius is based on the freezing point of water, whereas 0 degrees Fahrenheit is based on the freezing point of salt water. So that's the difference between 0 degrees Celsius and Fahrenheit. These temperatures were actually chosen by people, and there's no reason that they had to be this way. So here is the weather thermometer. 3 of these numbers have been left off. What I want you to do right now is think about what numbers fit into each of those. Write those on page 13 of your red notebook. Pause this video, and then come back and check your answers. All right, so what numbers go in the box? Right here, this should be 25. Right here, this should be 10. And right here, this should be -5. Now, the second question is, what temperature does the thermometer show? So here's the thermometer. So think about what temperature that shows. If this is 0 and this is -5, looks like it's going to be about -1 or -2. So I would say probably about -2 degrees would be the answer there. All right, so let's look at the next one. Fractions of a degree. Now we're looking at fractions of a degree. So you still need your red notebook on page 13. Answer these questions on the left-hand side. So we have four more thermometers. What's the temperature of each thermometer? Go ahead and write those down, and then come back and we'll check your answer. So hopefully you had a chance to write those down. This one would be 4 degrees because 5, 4. This one would be -3 degrees because if this is 0, -1, -2, this would be -3. This one would be 5.5 degrees. It's not quite 6 because 6 is here, but it's not 5 either. So about 5.5 degrees. And this one would be -1.5 degrees because here's -1 and here's -2. So it's about halfway between -1 and -2. Which thermometer shows the highest temperature? So you're probably drawn to this one because it's the highest, which is true. So this would be the 5.5 degrees. Which thermometer shows the lowest temperature? So it would be the lowest one, which would be here. That would be -3 degrees. And then final question. Suppose the temperature outside is -4 degrees. Is that colder or warmer than the coldest temperature shown? So if this is the coldest temperature and it's -3, -4 would be right here, so -4 would actually be colder because -4 is less than -3. All right, so before you get to this next activity, what you need to do is you need to glue the paper that looks like this to page 13 of your red notebook on the right-hand side. Pause the video, go ahead and do that. Find a partner or 2 or 3, no more than 4 in your group, to do this with you, because you can do this by yourself, but it's better if you have people to do it with you. So pause the video, do that. Then when you get your group together, come back and you all can watch the video together. So here's a picture of some sea animals. The number on the left side shows the vertical position of each animal, or sea level meters. So what you're going to do, all of you are going to work. You can work on this together or you can work on it independently and talk about it. It's kind of up to you how you choose to do it. Once you all agree with all of the answers, then come see me and I will have the answer key for you. You can check your answers with me. Okay? Pause the video so that you can do that. All right, so now that you have it done, make sure you've checked those answers with me for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 would be either 0 or 6 meters, depending on the new dolphin, if it's 3 meters above or below the dolphin in each picture. So I'm not going to do this activity, but if we have time, if you have at least 10 minutes left, I want you to come see me so that you can get the card sort, the rational number. So come see me for the card sort. You're going to receive a set of cards for your group. Label those cards from least to greatest. After you order them from least to greatest, pause so that I can review your work. Raise your hand quietly to signal that you're done, and then I'm going to give you a second set of cards to add to that first set. Then you're going to add the new set of cards to the first set so that all of the cards are ordered from least to greatest, not 2 separate sets, but then all one. After you do that, you and your group are going to talk about the following questions. 1, what are your strategies when sorting the rational numbers? 2, which numbers were most challenging to order and why? 3, how did you decide where to put the fractions? And 4, how is -9/8 related to +9/8? Pause this video so that you can go over the answers to these with your group. Write them on the left-hand side of page 13 if you still have room. All right, now we're going to talk about, number lines. Number lines are usually drawn horizontally with negative numbers on the left of 0. So here's your negative numbers. Do you see how they're ordered? And then here's your positive numbers. So this word you may or may not know already, absolute value. Absolute value is magnitude. It's the distance a number is away from 0. The absolute value of -5 is 5 because it is 5 away from 0. The absolute value of 5 is also 5 because it's also 5 away from 0. So if you'll notice, this is how you write absolute value. You've got these lines up and down. So the absolute value of -5 is 5 and the absolute value of +5 is 5. All right, so remember today's learning points are: negative numbers can be used to represent quantities of a chosen 0 point below it. Negative numbers can be ordered to the left of 0 on a horizontal number line. Absolute value or magnitude describes how far a number is away from 0. So, quick question. Which number is greater, -7 or -12? You should have said -7 is greater because it's closer to 0. Which number has the greater magnitude, 7 or -12? You should have said -12 because it is greater, absolute value, greater magnitude, remember absolute value, because it is greater distance from 0. So it's got the greater magnitude. It's further away from 0 on the number line. How do we order negative numbers? We can order them from least to greatest. We put them on a number line. And reminder of our today's goals: comparing those rational numbers, ordering them from least to greatest, and using rational numbers to describe temperature, like Fahrenheit and Celsius, and elevation, like seagulls and sharks. So, hopefully this video helped you. Now you have a cool down to do. If you go to Gradient, section 5A, the cool down is called signed numbers, 5.1.5 signed numbers. Do that, and then you'll be done with this lesson for today. Have a great day.